This conference will now be recorded.
Hi team, good evening. Team, can you hear me?
Good evening, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, perfect. So just wait for one more minute and then we'll start. So as said by the team, we'll start sharp at 8 o'clock and probably 2 minutes here and there. But 99% I'll start by 8 o'clock itself. Okay, it's a regular session, 8 to 9, 9, it may take 9:15 also. Okay, but because based on the topic that we have been discussing on that particular day. Okay, initially we'll discuss about manual testing, what is happening in testing and other stuff. So as I showed you, almost 80 to 90 slides are there in the PPT. We'll discuss about each and everything. I request you to send mail IDs of each one of you, just ping here in the chat after the completion of the session so that I'll send you the documentation where on a daily basis, like whatever the running notes that I'm writing here, I'll send you the running notes on a regular basis. Okay. Thank you, Tejasvi. So by the end of the class, please send me all of your mail IDs so that I can send you on a regular basis, whatever the notes that I'm being writing here. Okay, let me save the previous session that as day one or else demo. Okay, it's team 7, right? Okay, let me check where is it. This is team 7. So here I will try to save it as demo. I'll send you the demo, and from today onwards, I'll make sure to have a daily session, day 1, day 2, day 3, like that. So as said, currently there is another session, another team is also running parallelly. So they are on day 14 or day 15, something like that. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let me start the session. Okay, so in the previous session, the team, as said, it's an interactive session. Please feel free to stop me whenever you doesn't understand anything. It's like normal English only. I'm trying to speak a normal English. So whenever you feel uncomfortable or if something is not audible or something you are not able to understand also, please feel free to stop me. Okay. And when I'm trying to ask you something, please unmute yourself and try to say yes or no. So that I feel like yes, you are listening something or you're getting some of the other points on a regular basis. So these are the basic instructions that I need from all of you because we are paying a lot of amount and spending a lot of time here. I preferably say like the time is more precious than the amount. So we have been spending almost 1 hour of time on a regular basis means I mean daily. We're spending 1 hour means you have to get some of the other information from my end. So I'm here to explain you the way that I have and how many number of times you want. But only the thing that I require is, as I said, no need to write anything. Just understand, observe what I'm writing, and observe what I'm trying to show you on the PPT as well. So feel free to stop me. If I go a little faster also, please feel free to stop me at any moment. Okay. And if I ask some questions, please answer something if you know or not know, or any answer would be completely acceptable. But without talking anything, it's not a healthy discussion, I can say. Okay. Hope everyone fine with me. Who are all there in the session? Okay, let me check. Tejaswini, are we good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, who else? See. I'm sharing my screen, right? Did you get the screen share, team?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep. Perfect, perfect. So who else are there? Can you please voice out? I cannot see the name here. Sorry about that. Who else are there in the meeting?
I'm Jyotirmay, sir.
Hey, hi Jyotirmayi.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, who else please? I saw two more folks. Can you please unmute and say hi and just voice out your name?
Good evening, sir. Fironisa here.
Hey, hi, Farinisa. Thanks for joining.
Hi, sir.
And who else? I can see T and who's that? Can you please unmute? If you're talking, I can't hear you. Okay, probably might be a problem from his end. That's fine. Yeah, let's proceed. Yeah, as discussed in the last session, we were discussed about software testing. What is the definition of software testing? And we discussed about the difference between project and product. Project and product. Project is nothing but from the market needs, whereas product is from client or a customer specific. So client or customer who will give the requirements. So software testing we are always calling with the 4 pillars, whereas it is a process of checking correctness, completeness, security, and quality of a software product, software project. Okay, any software project, if you're trying to check 4 different pillars, one is like correctness, completeness, security, and quality of a software project. The way that we are testing, it is nothing but software testing. So we also discussed about who is the developer. Developer used to write a code in programming language. So what is this programming language? Usually we know, right? We know different multiple languages like C, C++, Java, Python, like that. But just a small definition, language is nothing but a barrier between two different parties. Like any human beings can talk using the language only, like either it may be Telugu, Hindi, English, whatever it is. So using the language, we can able to communicate each other. In the same way, if human being wants to communicate with the system, there should be some language that is our programming language. So if you want to perform some actions on the system, then definitely it could be a programming language. The person who is writing the programming language, writing the code is called as developer. So it is one of the role which is defined by the software engineering portfolio. Okay, so and we have a tester. What he will do, he will perform testing, and his major intention is finding bugs. Very important. His intention is to finding the bugs, not to say their absence. Very important, and not to say their absence. If I ask you to test something, you are here to test whether there are bugs in the software or not. But you are not here to say there are no bugs in the software without testing it. Although if you test it, you need to test aggressively. That means out of boundary. You should think in out of boundary way, out of boundary thinking, and out of scope. See, you need to think in an extensive way. Like we also call it as a constructive or destructive way. That is positive and negative test. Both ways you need to test it. Okay, then only a tester will become a unique tester in the entire organization. The way, in different ways you need to think. You have to be different from the other testers. So everybody can do the testing, but why every organization will try to recruit testers separately? Because their way of thinking is completely different. Okay, you should be unique, and you should be aggressive, and you should be extensive, and you should be out of boundary thinker. Okay, if I ask you to test a pen, everybody can test the pen, but you need to think in a different way. Why it is, what is the length of the pen, what is the length of the cap, and what is the width of the cap? All those things you need to think about. Normally if I ask any person to test a pen, a ball pen normally, so what they will do, he'll just see about whether the pen is able, we can able to write with the pen or not, or whether we have a pen completely constructed or not. All those things they will test it, but you need to think in a different way. like what is the length and what is the width, what is the color of the pen, and what is the size of the refill. Everything you need to think. That means, and just telling you an example, it's like you have to think in an aggressive way. Aggressive way. That means positive and negative thinking you have to have. Developer will also perform testing. The testing is called as unit testing. So he will perform testing aggressively, like gently. That means positive way. Just he will think a positive way of thinking, like positive scenarios. If I say a checkbox accepts 1 to 10, then he will just check whether the my checkbox accepts 1 to 10 or not. That's it. He will not think in a negative way. But whereas coming to tester, tester has to think in out of boundary way. Okay, I'll show you. Don't worry. By going to the multiple sessions, you'll be able to understand how exactly a tester has to think for each and every scenario. Okay, and as said, we have a multiple terminologies. What is those terminologies? In the last session, we discussed about error, okay, defect, or a bug, or a fault, and we also discussed about debugging and failure. Okay, so error is nothing but it's a human mistake. Because of human mistake, if any deviation of the work happened, then we call it as an error. We already discussed this in the last session, just I'm giving a glance of it. And defect or a bug is nothing but a system or a component which is failed from the expected result to the actual result. Okay, because it's a error or it's a mistake from the system side, whatever the program that you have been done. So with that, the expected result is not equal to actual result. Then only we are calling this as a defect or a bug or a fault. Fault is the term which is mainly used in the manufacturing or a construction industry. Whereas coming to defect or a bug is the term which is mainly used in the software industry. Debugging, as said, it is a process. It is a process of analyzing, finding, and correcting the bugs. The entire life cycle is also called as debugging. Whereas, if we found any bug, we need to double check and we need to verify, we need to confirm whether the bug is correct bug or whether the defect is accurate or not, whether defect is correct or not. Now to check that particular process, that is analysis that you have been doing on a particular scenario is called as debugging. Failure means the entire process is failed. As said, if you ordered any Amazon, if you ordered any mobile on the Amazon site, so if you get a stone instead of mobile, then it's a failure. Or if you get a mobile, but you cannot start it at least, the entire system is failed. That is called as failure. Hope you got the terminologies here. Okay. Any questions before I go into the new topics? Any questions?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Yesterday you told that product is based on client or customer or sorry, project is based on client or
Okay,
customer or
I just wrote it. Okay, I just wrote them differently. Sorry about that. Yeah, let me correct it. Yeah. Vice versa, I just wrote it. Yeah, you're correct. Okay, project is nothing but it's from the client or a customer base. Thanks for correcting it. So it's as the different organizations who are working on the client or customer base like CTS, Infosys, Accenture, all these organizations are working for the project perspective. Whereas product means Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, all those things are product-based companies. Okay, yeah, thanks for correcting it. Probably I just wrote it in a different way, but the way is correct. Yeah, thanks for correcting it. Any other questions, please, team? Before I go into the new topic? No? I'll take silence as no. Yeah. So why do we get bugs? Okay, why do we get bugs? Actually, as we are saying, we'll be getting defects or we'll be getting a bugs. Why do we get those bugs? Okay, because it is developed by human beings. Humans. So you know, right? Humans definitely may make mistake. Okay, it's not a system oriented. humans may or might make some mistakes. So because the source code has been developed by humans, there might be a chance of getting bugs. Okay, because of some of the other issues. Okay, so this is one of the chance of getting the bugs. And other thing is, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good, good. I just little okay. And next thing is skill set, lack of skill set. What is this? So initially we doesn't have a like developer doesn't have a skill set to write the program. Let's take our developer is a new developer. If a business analyst or a project lead asked him to write a program in Java language, but he doesn't have that much knowledge on the Java because of lack of complete skill set on the Java programming. We may expect some defects or lack of training staff, whoever it may be. The properly not trained or communication gap. If there is any communication gap is there, then that also leads to get bugs in the software. Okay, and unrealistic timelines. That means the timelines are not restricted. Let's take, if you want to go from here to office, usually it may take half an hour. Okay, but if I ask you to reach by 5 minutes, then definitely you may not be able to reach, or if you want to reach also, there will be definitely chance of getting a bug. So timelines should be realistic. That means if I ask you from the morning before you go to office, get ready in 5 minutes. So those are not realistic, sir. I cannot complete all my morning activities within the 5 minutes. Okay, so realistic. It has to be realistic timelines. Or last minute changes. If I ask you to do some code changes in the last minute, that also leads to bugs. Okay, this is very very important. That means just to know why we get a bugs in the software. Okay, let me show you the ppt. Okay, as said. Okay, yeah. So developer and tester. So developer understands the system but will test gently, that is driven by delivery. His main intention is to deliver the product by time or deliver the project by that given timeline. Okay, whereas tester is all must learn about the system. He has to learn what is that. If he wants, he has to attempt to break it and driven by the quality. His intention is to quality driven. Okay, his intention is quality, not a delivery perspective. He doesn't require or he doesn't strict on the timelines. If he is not satisfied with the quality of the project, he can extend the delivery by how many number of days he wants. Until and unless tester not satisfied on the quality, he will not he or she will not allow a developer or a project manager to deliver the project. That means tester has that much capability. If something is going well in the market, then definitely credit goes to tester. Or something is wrong also, vice versa situation, definitely it will come to the tester only. Why? Because developer will develop based on the client or a customer requirements. Whoever is giving the requirements, based on the requirements only, he'll start work on it. Whether it is working fine or not, or whether any bugs are retained, retained on the system source code or not, all those things will be tested by the tester. So tester role is very, very important in any organization. And only thing that every organization expects is you have to be unique and you have to be out of boundary thinker. Okay. Yeah. As said, the terminologies error, defect, debugging, and failure. Why do we get the bugs in the software? As said, it is developed by the humans. You know, right? Humans definitely make or may not make some mistakes, wantedly and unwantedly. Because it has been developed by the human, there might be a chance of getting a bugs in the software. So that is one of the reason of getting a bugs in the software. Second thing, communication gap. See, if you want to talk to something like if business analyst said like try to build any software using Python. He just said like Python. But unfortunately, because developer doesn't have that much knowledge on Python, he start working on the project using Java programming language. or whatever the business analyst said, or business analyst is in Singapore or he is in different China. Although he's right, he's talking in English, but we may or may not understand his slang, the slang that the way that they have been talking about. So because of that also, there might be a chance of getting bugs in the software. Okay, and poor development techniques, because nothing but a lack of skills. If I doesn't have a good knowledge on the programming, definitely there is a chance of getting bugs in the software. So development techniques also leads to get a bugs in the software. Lack of trained staff. Whoever is giving the training, if he doesn't have that much knowledge on the concept, definitely it leads to get a bugs in the software. So that's one of the other reasons. Misapplication of technology. That means if I ask you to write, as said in the example, if I ask you to write a programming in one programming language, if you are using a different programming language in order to make sure that you feel like it is more easier for you, or you feel like it is more performant than the other programming language. So you are taking your own decision. So you are using a different application to build some of the other software that may also lead to get bugs in the software. Okay, and these two are very very important because unrealistic development time frame. What is the realistic and what is the unrealistic? You know, right? For anything, there should be some timeline. What is the timeline? Say, in order to complete my or in order to start from my home to office, it may take half an hour of time. If I ask you to complete or reach by 5 minutes, definitely it is not at all possible with the traffic or with the distance that we have. So in order to complete in 5 minutes, you may make a mistake. So if we have an unrealistic timeline, definitely there is a chance of getting bugs in the software. Okay. And the last one is last minute changes. If you're trying to do any changes in the last minute, let's take, I ask you to write down something. Like I asked you to write a poem on some new newspaper. So you're trying to write it, but unfortunately I said like, no, 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 don't write like this. Try to change the context in a different way. So if I ask you to do the changes in the last minute, that also leads to get a bugs in the software. Okay, just pausing here. Any questions for me on this slide? Team, with me, Tejasvi.
From my side, no doubt, sir.
Perfect. Thanks for the confirmation. Any other questions? Okay, yeah, thank you. Let me go into the next slide. Yeah, it's a simple thing. Just understand, but it may not be required in your interview questions. Okay, just to understand. Verification and validation looks to be same, but slightly different in the terminology. Verification means how exactly you are building the product, whether you are building the product in right way or not. That is called as verification. Validation, you know, right? Expiry date. How many days this particular product lives, or the life cycle of the product is called as validation. Are you getting the point, team? Let me write down here. Verification means whether you are building a right product. Whether you are building right product is called as verification. That means what is the process that you followed in order to build a right product. The checking of the entire process of building the right product is called as verification. Let's take a medicine. How exactly the medicine, a tablet has made, the entire checking the entire process of how exactly the tablet has made is called as verification. Coming to validation, how much time the product is valid. That means, you know, right, expiry date. Yes, I have made the medicine. My medicine is ready. My tablet is ready. How much time it will be with the right quality? You know, right, team, are you getting my point? My tablet, how many days it will take? It may expire after 6 months, or it may expire after 8 months. How come they get to know? By doing the validation process. These two are little different terms, but slightly different, but it is not much important, but just to know what is the verification and what is the validation. Okay, not very important, but just to know. Again, I'm giving an example. Verification is nothing but if you're making a tablet, what is the process that you followed in order to make a tablet? The entire process is called as verification. How many days the particular tablet long, that means the how many days that particular tablet have the life cycle is called as validation. How many days it is valid? The expiry date kind of stuff. It is valid for 3 months or it is valid for 1 year. How come they get to know? By doing some process that is called as validation. Okay, let me go into the next topic. Let me explain you. There are different roles in different organizations. Some organization they called as quality assurance, quality analyst. Some organization they called as quality controller. Some of them are called as tester. You know, right? Every organization doesn't have a same role or same designation. Okay, based on the organization, the role or a designation might vary. What are they? Quality analyst is a term which is used in software industry. Quality, let me write down, analyst. The term is a role which is used in the software industry. What he will do the normal kind of testing only. But usually in a technical or a little complex kind of scenario, they'll call it as quality analyst. Who are you? What is your role? I'm a quality analyst in so and so organization. Okay, what you will do, I'll perform testing. Either it may be manual testing or an automation or performance testing, whatever it is. The activities that you will do are the same, but based on the organization, the role might vary. Whereas quality controller is also one other role. He used to control the quality, what exactly it was maintaining from the beginning. So it usually you can see in the manufacturing or a construction industry. Okay, if you can see, so if you buy any of the product, let's take a fridge or a TV or anything, there might be previously you can see a sticker called QC passed, quality control passed. How come they saying that quality control passed? Because it has been undergone multiple levels of testing. Okay, then the tester will give a green signal to deliver the product or a project into the market. So that green signal, QC, quality control will give the green signal. The quality controller is also a role which all usually perform in the manufacturing or a construction industry. Tester is a simple term which usually call in different organizations. So what he will do, he will perform any kind of testing. As said in the quality analyst example, he will perform any kind of testing, not only manual testing. He may perform automation testing or UAT tester or a performance tester, whatever it is. So based on the organization needs, he will work on the specific criteria of the testing. Hence he is called as tester. Okay, I'm just giving a pause. Any questions, team? Are you able to follow whatever we discussed today so far? Jyotirmay, Tejasvi.
Yes, sir.
So what is your name? Yep, sorry, team. I just shake.
Sir, Fairunisa.
Fairness. Hey, sorry about that. Yeah, fairness. Are you able to understand clearly? Fairness.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Perfect. Please feel free to stop me if you didn't understand anything. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks for the confirmation. Yeah. So this is about quality analyst, quality controller, and tester. And there is some standardization terms. You know, right, in the manufacturing industry you might have seen a standardization term called ISO 9001 and 2000 certified company, 2020 certified company, something like this. How come they come at as a standards? Now any software industry, we need to think about is it CMM level or not? CMM level 1, CMM level 2, CMM level 3, something like that. I'll explain it with a good example. You know, right? Hotels. Hotels might be rated with a star. If you say if a hotel with 1 star, that means it has very less amount of facilities. If a hotel with 3 star, it has a medium amount of facilities. That means it has a swimming pool, it has a buffet food, and it has a big amount of spacious rooms and other stuff. Whereas if you come into the 5 star hotel, it has a suite room, it has a deluxe room, it has a swimming pool, and it has a parking lot, like a lot of live kitchen, and they have a lot of things in order to make or in order to certify any hotel with a star mark. They have some standardizations. If the particular hotel meet those standardization, then they will give a star rating to that. So based on the standardization, they used to call it as my hotel is 1 star, or my hotel is 3 star, and my hotel is 4 star or 5 star hotel. If I say 5 star hotel means it has some standardizations, like it has to meet some standardization. Based on the standardization only, those things will be called as star hotels, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star hotel. Like the same way, organizations they will be standardized with different assistance like ISO. ISO is nothing but International Organization for Standardization. Standard ISO 9000 or 2000. That is usually this standardization has been given by the manufacturing or construction industries. Whereas CMM is a software. Actually, software industries they'll give the model. It is capability, maturity, model. So CMM level, if any software industry is CMM level 1 or CMM level 2, then it is called as it's a starting industry or entrepreneur industry. It has only developer or testing facilities. It doesn't have anyone, or it consists of only 10 to 50 people in the organization. Then we call it CMM level 1, CMM level 2. If by the level increases, it has a good amount of quality, like developers, testers, business analysts, product managers, project owners, all of the folks are involved in any of the organization, then we may call it as CMM level 5. Some of the organizations are CMM level I organization also, intellectual. So just to noting, and it is not at all important for your interview questions, just want to know. So if you want to join any organization, any software organization, just check what is the standardization of the particular organization. Is it a CMM level 1, CMM level 2, CMM level 3, like that? If it is CMM level 5, then it is a very good organization. It's a big organization, has multiple roles. If it is CMM level 1 or 2, it's a entrepreneur, like starting organization. It might have only developer or tester, or somehow product managers are involved, not many more. Okay, just understandable purpose. And sometimes we call it as TMM, testing maturity model. So here there are some organizations which only works on the testing. That means I'll tell you iLabs. iLabs is the organization which works only on the testing. They have some clients, they will give the work to the iLabs team. So there are some organizations which only work on the testing. So they will be standardized using the word called TMM, testing maturity model. Okay, nothing to worry. It's not an any interview question. It's just a thing that you need to know, as said by the quality analyst, quality controller, tester. In the same way, the standardization also. Okay, let me go on to the very important topics from normal standardization, that is SDLC. Okay, I'm giving a pause here. Any questions for me, Jyotirmayi, Karinisa?
No, sir.
Oh, sir.
Tejasvi? Thank you. So thanks for confirmation, because just want to make sure whether you are sleeping or you are able to listen or something like that. Okay, please don't mind. Just want to be interactive. Okay, yeah. SDLC, probably you might have heard about this word in your golden days of college days. Probably the thing about software development lifecycle, right? Lifecycle. This is very important because the way life cycle is, like our life cycle is starting from the birth, teenage, young age, okay, old age. So there is some certain period. So that particular period we calling it as a life cycle, man life cycle or human life cycle. In the same note, they'll give a any vehicle life cycle also. It may the life cycle is 20 years. That means till the 20 years, you may need not worry about the engine of the vehicle. So there is a lifetime which has been set for the any of the vehicle. Till that time, everything is work fine for the any of the vehicle that you bought. In the same way, SDLC is what are the phases that we undergo in order to develop any software? As the name specifies, in order to develop any software, what are the phases which are involved? Those are SDLC phases. Very, 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 very important. When you sleep, if I ask you, Jyotirmay, can you please wake up? What is SDLC? What are the phases of SDLC? Then you need to say, yeah, there are 5 phases of SDLC. Those are, yes, you need to say all the 5 same note. So you need to be very, very clear about what exactly the SDLC and what are the phases. Let me write down phases of SDLC. I'll explain you. Don't worry. It will take almost half an hour of time to explain each and everything, but I'll be here to explain you multiple times. Don't worry. So SDLC means, as the name specifies, software development lifecycle. What are the phases that software will undergo from the beginning to product delivery or project delivery? Those phases are called as SDLC, software development lifecycle. There are 5 phases in the lifecycle. What are those phases? Very, very important. Requirement analysis. Second one, design. Third one, development. Testing. Development, or sometimes some people, organizations are called as development or coding. Testing and maintenance. So these are the 5 phases. Again, I'm telling you, these are the 5 phases of software development lifecycle. In each and every phase, some of the other folks are involved. Like in the requirement analysis phase, business analyst and system analyst are involved, and the project managers are involved. Whereas coming to design phase, only system analysts are involved. I'll let you know each and every phase, just giving a glance of each and every phase. Development or a coding phase, developers are involved. Testing phase, testers involved. Like maintenance phase, there are UAT people or people who are supporting team. You know, right? If you found any issue in your mobile, you'll go to the service center. So those are the service center people who will provide service to your project, nothing but your mobile. Okay, if something is happened to your mobile, the service center will take care of the things. You cannot directly make a call. So let's say you have a iPhone with you, but if you found some issue in your iPhone, you're not able to listen, or if you have a problem with your speaker, you cannot directly make a call to the Apple customer care and directly call to the Apple manufacturer who is there in US and call them and say that my mobile is something like i7 or i8 model. Why it is not working? I cannot see the screen properly. You cannot report it, or I cannot listen anything. I cannot speak anything. There is a mic problem, something you cannot complete it. What you will do, you will complain to the service center saying that what is your problem, and those people will take care of the things. Okay, so let me explain you. Requirement analysis, design, development or testing, development or coding, testing and maintenance. These are the 5 phases of SDLC. Jyotirmay, can you please voice out what are the 5 phases of SDLC? Jyotirmay, are you there?
Yes, sir. Requirement analysis, designing,
Yeah,
development,
just
coding,
voice out,
testing, or
just read
maintenance.
out. What are the phases? Hope you're able to see my screen, right?
Yes, sir. Requirement,
Yeah, just one.
designing.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Tejaswini, can you please voice out what are the 5 phases of SDLC?
Yes, sir. Requirement analysis, design, development or coding, testing, and maintenance.
Perfect. Thank you. Farinisa, can you please voice out, please?
Requirement analysis, design, development or coding, testing, maintenance.
Perfect. Thank you. So, if I ask you when you're sleeping, also just wake up and I just ask you, Tejaswini, can you please voice out? You have to by heart and you have to say yes. These are the 5 phases of SDLC. Okay. Let me explain each and every one. So, thank you, Farinisa. Yeah. The thing is requirement analysis. The requirement analysis is nothing but, let me first of all write down the roles. So usually in any organizations, you can see multiple roles. Roles. I'm just saying that the designations. You can see project manager, project lead, something. Somewhere it is development manager, lead, or a manager, or sometimes they call it as engineering manager, and we can see test manager, test lead, and here you might have a business analyst. Okay, system analyst, developer, tester, UAT tester. There are different supporting team, or we call it as a supporting team. Okay, these are the different roles which usually there in the any organizations. Okay, but there might be role names might be different, but these are the standard names, standard roles or designations which will be there in the any of the organizations. Sometimes they call it the project manager in the agile methodology. They're calling him as a product or product manager, project manager, something like that. Yeah, that's fine. But I'm just, these are the different roles involved in the software industry. Like project manager will take care of the entire project. Project lead, he will take care of the some part of the project. Let's take. There is a project manager for cards. Cards means banking cards. Okay, bank cards. So project lead is one project lead will take care of the credit card, and another project will take care of the debit card. Another project manager will take care of the business card, something like that. So project lead might be different, project manager might be different. Under that, there will be different leads, different channels are there. Based on the channels, different roles will be there. Don't worry. No need to buy out anything, just to know for your understanding. And there will be a development lead or development manager or an engineering manager who will take care of the entire developing process. And test manager will take care of the entire testing. Test lead will take care of the one kind of testing, either it may be system testing lead or a performance testing lead or UAT testing lead. There will be different roles in different organizations, and the roles also might vary based on the organization. So in my organization, they call it as a test lead. In different organizations, they call it as a quality analyst lead, quality lead. Okay, there might be different roles based on the different organization, but the work is same. And business analyst, these two are very very important roles, business analyst and system analyst. Okay, I'll let you know why it is important and why they are very important for them. So business analyst, he is the person who gathers the requirements from the customer or a client. So client usually talks to the business analyst because his intention is to understand what exactly the customer is expecting from the organization. So business analyst role will play a very important role in the software development lifecycle. Why? Because if he didn't understand properly from the client, he cannot able to explain to the system analyst, or he cannot explain same thing to developer or a tester, then definitely project fails. So business analyst role is heart of the software development lifecycle. Why? Because he or she directly interacts with the client or a customer for the requirements. Requirement, you know, right? What is requirement? Requirement is nothing but a condition. What exactly is needing? My requirement is to have a vehicle. My requirement is to have some mobile. My requirement is iPhone. My requirement is fridge with Samsung. My requirement is, that means you have your own condition. You have your own condition to have something. The same way, the requirements which are gathered from the client or a customer by the business analyst. So business analyst role is very, very important in the software development life cycle. Okay, what he will do, he will talk to the customer or a client and gather the what is your requirement, gather the requirements. Okay, that's very important. System analyst team, are you able to follow me? Jyotirmayi, Tejasvi, just giving a pause.
Yes, sir.
Are you fine?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Thank you. So,
Yes, sir.
yeah, thanks for the perfect. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Okay, business analyst is a very important role because he directly or she directly talks to the customer or a client about the requirements. What is your requirement? What is your need? So based on the requirements only, he can convey the message to the system analyst. What system analyst will do? He will think and he will write the flow diagram, like pictorial representation. You know, right? Let's take a golden example. I want to construct a 5 floors building. Now to construct a 5 floors building, so I'm a client. I'm giving a work to the Jyotirmay, saying that Jyotirmay, can you please? So Jyotirmay role is business analyst. So what she will do, she will gather the requirements from the customer or a client. So she will gather the requirements from me, asking about what is your requirement, sir. So I can say that yeah, I want 5 floors building. Each floor consists of 3 flats. Okay, very good. This is my requirement. So Jyotirmay gathers those requirements and prepare a document called BRS. BRS. That is nothing but I'll write down. I'll explain you each and everything. Don't worry. Business requirement specification. This is a Word document or a PDF document where it consists of project details. So who will gather the requirements? Business analyst. What he will gather? He will gather the requirements from the client or a customer and prepare one document. That might be a PDF or a Word document with all the details. What is the scope of the project and all those things? Let it be. It's like a one document that is called as BRS. Some organizations they also called as SRS, that is System Requirement Specification. Usually, that's also prepared by the business analyst. System Requirement Specification. So that is SRS. So no need to be in the same name as said. Based on the organizations, the name might changes. But for our understanding, I'm calling that name as BRS or SRS. Again, I'm calling that word Business Requirement Specification, System Requirement Specification. Means you will gather the requirements from the client or a customer and write down in some note. That is either it may be a WordPad or might be a PDF document, which consists of all the project details. That means how many resources that you need, what is the client requirement, what is the what is the scope of the project, what is the out of scope of the project, and what is the timeline, how many resources that are required. I need 2 developers and 1 tester. Yes, you can write down everything in the BRS. So BRS is a first reference. Again, I'm calling the word team. BRS or SRS is a first reference for any developer or a tester. Let's take, I'm trying to test something. If I have any questions, I will refer the document of BRS or SRS. Okay, so that's about business analyst. Coming to system analyst, what he will do, his role is to write a flow diagram. You know, right, as I'm telling you a golden example called construction of a building or an apartment. So for that, we need a plan, rough idea, what exactly your plan. where exactly we need to have a kitchen, where exactly we need to have a hall, where exactly I need to have a like rooms, everything will be there in the flow diagram and the pictorial representation. That pictorial representation will be done by the system analyst, and he will check for the feasibility also. Very important. What is very important? See, I can come up with something like I want a 24 floors building because I'm a customer or a client. I can give anything, but system analyst will think from the system perspective whether it is feasible or not. Okay, in that area, 24 floors building is not acceptable. Government will not give you permission. So it's not possible. So who will think from the actual system perspective? System analyst. So system analyst role is very important. Let me give you an example from the software. So I just ask you to build up one of the changes in the software. Then system analyst will think about what is the software that I need to use. I mean to say, what is the project language, programming language that I need to use. Whether I need to use Java, Python, or C, or C++, COBOL, whatnot. So what is the programming language that I need to use? Whether the requirement is feasible. Again, I'm calling that word thing. Again, I'm calling that word. Whether the project is feasible to build or not. That means whether we can able to deliver, whether we can able to develop for all the requirements or not. See, I'm asking something as said in the example. I need 24 floors of building. So who will think whether it is feasible or not? That is system analyst. So system analyst will think whether the 24 floors building is possible in that area or not. If it is not, then we will reject the project itself. It is not possible, sir, or whatever you're asking for. I need 5-step authentication in the Gmail. Come on, it is not possible. 5-step authentication means no way. First of all, it should be a browser specific, it should be a mobile authentication you need to get, mail authentication you get. These are the 3-step authentication. If I want 5-step authentication, you can say, come on, it's not possible, sir. So I cannot do this project. Can you please take it back? Because system analyst is the person who will take the decision of whether the requirements are feasible to develop or not. So he will also prepare a flow diagram. I'll show you thing, don't worry. There's everything which is written in the PPT. I'll show you one by one, but I'm just giving you some heads up how exactly it will be. So the flow diagram which talks about the entire flow, one after the other. Let me take an example. ATM machine. If you want to withdraw money, let's take it. Tejaswini wants to withdraw money. So she enters into the ATM machine center, and it will prompt you to insert your credit or debit card. So you will insert your card. Then what it will do, it will validate your check and see whether the card is valid or not. After that, it will prompt you to enter the PIN number, right? So once you enter the PIN number, it will double check whether the PIN number is valid or not. If it is valid, then it will prompt you with multiple services, whether you want to withdraw or mini statement or balance check, what it is. So based on the different specification, you will select one thing. Yeah, I want to withdraw. So the entire flow, one after the other, will be written in the diagrammatic format. Who will do this? That is the person who will do this particular job is system analyst. Sometimes it is called as DFD. That is nothing but data flow diagram. Okay, this is very important because in order to get little idea what I'm trying to do, that can be referred or that can be performed by the system analyst. Okay, okay. Let me pause here and let me show you the PPT. How exactly the data flow diagram will be. So yeah, this is how the data flow diagram. See, sample DFT. In the ATM machine, user enters it. He will check the card details, verify the PIN number. If the card itself, the PIN number is not valid, or a card is already turned off, or which is cutted by some of the other things, if it is a half card, either it may be, then it will say that it is an invalid card. If it is valid, then it will validate the details with the PIN number. Then it will check for whether you want to withdraw the balance. See, I want to withdraw 500 rupees, but I have a balance of only 200. Then it will reject it. The balance is not there. Okay, and something like validate the amount. Now all those things will be done by the data flow diagram. Are you getting my point, team? So data flow diagram is very important for any of the developer or tester to know what exactly happening. So when you want to buy any flat or any individual apartment, you'll go and see the brochure with a pictorial diagram. So it will give you some immense pleasure what exactly you are trying to visit. Okay, where is the kitchen is, where is the hall is, like that. You, where is the main bedroom, children bedroom is, like that. You'll get some pictorial representation where exactly will be, what is the length, all those things will be represented in the picture diagram. The same way, data flow diagram which represents about the entire flow of your project. Okay, so as said, the design phase, the technical design document, I'll explain you. As said, BRS and SRS. Yeah. I'll explain you tomorrow what is each and every phases, and we'll go about few more details. Okay, I'm just pausing here. Any questions for today?
From
No,
my
sir.
side,
No, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much, team. I'll send you this today's notes along with the PPT. Okay, PPT, just give me a day or two, probably tomorrow and day after tomorrow. I'll send you the PPT on Friday. Okay, for all the people who are joining. So please ping me your mail ID, team. Please ping me mail ID in the chat. I think I got only from Jyotirmay. Tejaswini, can you please? Okay, I got it from Tejaswini also. Parinisa, can you please ping me the mail ID? I'll send you the notes
Okay, sir.
of each and every day.
Sir, I have sent you the mail ID of mine.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so just give me another day because today is Wednesday, right? And Thursday and Friday, I'll send you the PPT on Friday. From there, you can take a look what exactly the everyday session you can refer in the PPT, and also a lot of things which will be there. The running sessions are also there every day. From starting from 1 week, I'll give you the notes, and I'll ask you to do some exercise also. Like I'll ask you to write the test cases. I'll ask you to do some write data flow diagram. I'll give you the everything. Don't worry. Okay, I'll explain all these things going forward. Okay. So let me save it first. This is for day one. Day one. I'll send you the demo as well as day one. Okay. Just as said, give me 1 or 2 days. I'll give you the PPT as well. Okay. Did you did you send me mail, Parinisa?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got it. Sorry, I'm just I didn't
Yeah.
scroll down. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for your time, team. Catch you tomorrow at sharp 8 o'clock. Okay. Meanwhile, take a look at the document. Understand yourself. If you have any questions on the session, please feel free to reach out to me in the next day. Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much, team. Have a nice day. Take care. Talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you,
Bye
sir.
bye.
Thank you,
thank
sir.
you, sir.
Good night, sir.
Yeah. Bye. Good day. Thank you.